Welcome to Feldenkrais with Taro Iwamoto. I am Taro, and I will be guiding you through a short seated and hip mobility, flexibility routine. And all you need for this practice is your body, chair, and your attention. That's all. So let's get started now. So you're going to sit in a chair, and let's start with your left leg. Straighten out your left leg forward, like so. If you're sitting in a chair all the way back, and go ahead and just move your bottom forward and to sit on the front of the chair, so you have more room behind. So with your left leg straight, and bring your ankle towards you, so the ankle is not flexed down. Okay, so pull your foot up towards you and hold it there. And from these positions, and then gently and starting to roll the pelvis forward. Roll the pelvis forward. Okay? And then roll the pelvis back. Roll the pelvis forward. As you roll the pelvis forward, and think about lengthening your spine. Okay? And maybe a little bit of arching of the spine too. Entire spine. It's not just the lower back, so I don't want you to strain your lower back by doing that. Rolling the pelvis forward and then lengthen the whole spine. And then rolling the pelvis back and rounding the whole spine. And do you feel the stretching in the back of your leg, your hamstring muscles, your calf muscles, as you are rolling the pelvis forward and lengthening your spine? And if it doesn't really get you much stretching in your hamstrings, and you can lean a little bit more forward as you're lengthening your spine, then you will increase the stretch in the back of your leg. So you may adjust that, and depending on how flexible you are. And this is a great routine that you can do while working at the desk, and because those muscles get tight, right? As you're sitting all day long. And now go ahead and switch legs. And put your right leg out straight. And pull your ankle towards you and hold that positions. Same thing, slowly roll your pelvis forward and lengthen the entire spine. And you feel the increase in the back of your leg. And rolling the pelvis back and rounding the entire spine. Forward. And it'll be helpful actually, and to breathe in as you coming forward. Then as you lean back, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So today's routine mainly focuses on the legs, the hips particularly, but if you want to also add a little bit of stretching and through your through your arms, chest, your back as well. And what you can do while you're doing this one, you can bring your arms out in these positions to open up your chest while you're doing this one. Open up. But that's just optional. But I'm going to be focusing mostly on the hips, mobilizing the hips, and while you're sitting in a chair. Okay, so now moving on to the next one. Next one, we can add put your left leg out, okay? Or if you want to do a mirror image, you want to do your right side. But here, you're going to mobilizing and stretching your adductors, your groin muscles. And in that positions, you can do two different ways. You can do foot turned out, or the foot turned and facing forward. It stretches a slightly different part of the muscle, so you may try both variations. But for now, I'll do it this way with the toes, foot pointing forward. And you do the same movements, basically what you did previously. Rolling the pelvis back, rounding your spine. Rolling the pelvis forward and arching and lengthening the spine. You will feel increase and stretch in your groin muscles as you're coming forward and back. And once again, it's up to you. If you want to add and stretch into your chest, your pec, and mobilizing your spine, upper back, you can hold that position, opening up your chest as you're going through this motion. You don't have to. You can just focus on your legs. That's absolutely fine, which is what I'm going to be doing. And let's switch legs. Extend, stretch your right leg out. Lengthen your adductor muscles, and then working on movements. Pelvis rolling forward, arching your back, rolling the pelvis back, rounding your spine. Okay, I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see my position of the spine, like so. It's the same movement as the last time, except I'm bringing my right leg out to stretch the groin muscles here. And you can easily adapt this routine while you're doing the computer work, and you can just change position of the legs to stretch your hamstring muscles, to stretch the groin muscles. All right. Okay. And now, let's stretch the hips, your piriformis muscles, the rotators of the hips. You can bring your ankle, your left ankle, on top of your right thigh. Movements are the same, right? It's the same routines. Rolling the pelvis forward. You feel increase the stretching in a deep hip, okay? Right here, outer hip. That's your piriformis muscles. Here. So it's a great stretch for people who do a lot of sitting. And if you have been stretching your piriformis already, and to really get that stretch, it's not bending forward, it is rolling the pelvis forward, and that's what stretches your piriformis muscles. Same with the hamstrings. Right? I'm going to turn sideways. You can see my pelvis in the back. Here. Breathe out. Breathe in. And let's switch. Right ankle over the left thigh. Rolling the pelvis back, round your spine. Rolling the pelvis forward, arching, lengthen your spine. And you adjust the speed and based on your comfort. If you like to go a little slower, go a little slower. If you like to feel stretch for a longer period of time, you can stay there for a little bit longer and then going back to the other directions. But I'm a movement guy. I love to move. So I always think in terms of the movements and movement patterns. Training multiple different movement patterns. That is helpful and beneficial to anyone's body. So all right, so far, and mobilize your hamstrings, and growing muscles, and rotators of the hips. And one last, for today, you're going to sit. Well, this may not work if you have the armrest, but we'll see. Okay, for this one, I'm going to put my left leg backwards and to open up my left hip flexors. Okay, and then from here, I'm going to push off from my back leg. Okay, push off and to lengthen my spine. Then you feel the stretch, opening up the hips, and you feel the stretch in the hip flexors, the front of the hips. Push through the foot, lengthen the spine, and let go of the foot. Relax a little bit. I do use all these positions and movements while sitting in a chair and working on the computer frequently. So you may do that too. You can do in any order. You don't have to do them all. But it's really nice to connect all the way through. So that's why I like to do the whole movements rather than just isolating the muscles. You're training the movement patterns to improve the mobility. And let's go ahead and switch. Kick your right leg back, opening up the hip a little bit, and then pushing through the foot and back foot. I'm going to turn it sideways, you can see. So it depends on how flexible you are, you may adjust. Maybe this is enough for you. All right, push through the back foot and open up the hip and lengthen the spine. And let go. And great stretching, by the way, for runners. Because this is literally training the running patterns, right? Pushing off, using the whole body, using the hips, okay, and transmitting the force through the spine. Back. All right, my hips feel a lot more mobile now after going through just a few minutes of this stretching routine. So I hope you enjoy this one. If you want to improve your back pain, be sure to grab your free movement guide to pain-free back at the link below.